ass load of Quincy are introduced this week in my review of Bleach, chapter 543. If you're a fan of neo-Nazis who can fire some spiritual arrows, then you're gonna love this chapter. It's got everything, even a luchador wrestler. But seriously, let me get the one negative out of the way so I can start talking about the positive of this week's chapter, which was all of the characters that we really got to know a little bit more this week. First and foremost, like typical Bleach chapters, this one moved fast. Really fast. There were like two really main things that we learned this week. And essentially it all begins at the beginning of the chapter. We get to see that all of the Stern Ritter have gathered, and Juha Bach, or Ewok, whatever you want to say. I'm going to say Juha Bach because that's what I see. Essentially, Juha Bach has gathered everybody to announce his successor. And of course, shock, that's going to be Uryu. And everybody's completely, floored by this. They're kind of like pissed off too because they've never seen him before. They're like, how come this no-name guy we've never seen gets to be the successor? It makes no sense. And what is also interesting about this, I know that a few of the characters actually survived the attack from Yamamoto, but it is interesting to see characters like Asnot there and everything. I thought he was completely incinerated by his Zanpakuto, but I'm willing to let that go. The fact is, there's a lot of really interesting characters here, and we get to see the reactions when they figure out that Uryu is going to be the successor to basically the entire Vandenreich army. And they're not happy. None of them are. They don't really know how to take it. And we get to introduce to some of them, actually get some names here, and some of them actually have their designations as what Stern Ritter they are. The S Stern Ritter is, of course, the luchador Masque de Masculin, which is not only a hilariously awesome name, but he's also one of just the most awesome-looking Quincy ever. The K Stern Ritter is BG9, which I don't know what the whole point of that name is. All I know is he himself looks really awesome. He looks kind of like this, knight. He has this weird mask on. He doesn't really say anything. As does the I Stern Ritter Kangdu, who I'm guessing is probably just going to be some Bruce Lee clone. And of course you have H, which is Basby, who's the guy with the mohawk. And he's really angry about the fact that Uryu is going to be the successor. And he has this little short confrontation with the B Stern Ritter, Hoshwolf. And he's a character who's been sort of slowly built up over the course of this entire arc. We know that he's sort of like the right-hand man to Juhabach, but he doesn't really seem to be too bothered by the fact that Uryu is going to be the successor. He's that loyal to his leader. Before him and Basby can start fighting, though, they're interrupted by the D Stern Ritter, Naklavar, who essentially is just a really even more effeminate-looking version of Aizen. And I'm not really sure what to make of the technique he used to, stop their fight. It literally looked like he flipped this, weird ring thing at them. I really have no idea what to make of it. This is why I really hope they bring the anime back, because the anime actually made sense of some of the stuff I couldn't understand in the manga. Naklavar essentially tries to cut off Hoshwaltz's balls by calling him the new emperor, which I guess he's trying to get under his skin a little bit. But the chapter actually ends with Juha Bach and Uryu having a little meeting and discussing that Uryu is going to be the brand new A around this place. So there it is, Bleach 4. So there it is. Interesting chapter, a ton of characters introduced, a lot of them that we've seen before, but now we're actually starting to get some names to these characters and a little more characterization. And the more you get to know these characters, you do get to see there is some interesting aspects there. There's things that I weren't expecting, not just plain cold villains. They're kind of like the Arankar. Like when we were first introduced to them, they all just sort of seemed like these just evil, plain bad guys. That's it, simple as that. But the more we went into the arc, the more we realized that there's more to these characters. And maybe that's what I'm starting to see with the Quincy here. Maybe it's just the fact that all of their designs are so radically different from each other. And we still know very little about their powers in general. So I just like the build-up here. And the whole thing with Uryu, that's the thing that I think is the biggest thing here. Even though all these characters were introduced, it's all about Uryu here because what is his true motive? What does he want to do? Is this all of a plan to become really powerful? Is he doing this just to get stronger so he can help out Ichigo? Tons of thoughts are swirling in my head. I really don't know what to make of it. What I can say is, even though this week's chapter was very fast, I really did enjoy it. I liked seeing all of the different characters and finally getting to learn their names, even though some of them are really goofy, like Masque de Masculin. That's just fun to say. And because of that, I'm going to give this week's chapter a 9 out of 10. It's going to lose a point only because, like I said, it moved a little too fast. But guys, definitely check this one out. It is slightly disappointing that we didn't get to learn a little bit more about Ichigo and his brand new powers. But I'm sure we're going to have plenty of time to get into that, and I know they're going to explain that. So there it is, 9 out of 10. So how did you guys feel about this week's chapter of Bleach? Did you have a favorite Stern Ritter this week? I'd love to know in your comments below. Also, I'd love to know what you guys think about what Uryu's plan is going to be. Kind of up in the air at the moment. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave them there. And you guys know the drill. Before you leave, give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the best ways to support our videos. And speaking of videos, guys, we are always releasing brand new content. Me and Christian just got done reviewing the brand new Berserk movie, the final one in the Berserk trilogy, Berserk Golden Age Arc 3 Descent. If you guys want to hear our thoughts about that film, make sure and check it out. And make sure to give that video a thumbs up as well. We'll see you next time, guys. Super Comic Guru 9000, out.